What's up, guys? It's Kyle. It's Friday. All I can say is thank God. It's been a hell of a week. Work has been extremely stressful. I'm worn out. My brand new car got smashed by a giant chunk of ice today, so I'm ready to call it a week. First off, we got some questions to answer, so thank you to everybody who left me questions on my last week's video. Before we get started on those, though, I got a couple quick things that I wanted to go over. Number one, we reached 1,000 subscribers on the channel this week. That's crazy to me. We've only been doing this for 2 months. Reach that number that quickly is insane. So I thank you guys for checking out all the videos and all the suggestions. I say we because I ask you guys the content that you want to see. I ask you for your comments, your opinions, and I take all that into consideration when I'm making these videos. So this channel is not just mine, it's your guys's too, because I'm making these videos based off of what you guys are telling me you want to see. So I feel like it's a collaborative effort. Really happy to have you guys be so engaging with the channel and putting forth, your opinions on what you want to hear and what I can do to improve the channel. So yeah, this is, like I said, collaborative effort between myself and you guys. So yes, we reached 1,000 subscribers in 2 months. Really excited to see where this goes in the near future. Seriously, can't believe it happened this quickly, and I'm super excited and can't thank you guys enough for watching and hanging out. So second thing I want to mention real quick, I will be putting the link to my Reverb store in my videos moving forward, because I'm going to be listing a ton of gear for sale. I'm not even kidding, like a ton. Amps, guitars, pickups, pedals, even drum stuff, microphones. Like, I've got just so much stuff that I need to get rid of, make room for new things on the channel. I really want to get a Dover DA50 in here. Those are not cheap, so I'm gonna be moving some stuff to make up for the cost of that thing. Would love to get an MI audio amp. Some of the more expensive and harder to find amps are what I'm trying to get in here soon. So I want to move some things in their place. That way I'm not completely financially burdened with gear just to do these videos. As much as it is nice to have an excuse to buy stuff, I don't really need one because I have way too much. So yeah, keep an eye out in all my videos following this one. I'll probably go back and put it in some older ones for the link to my Reverb store. If you guys want or are interested in anything, be sure to just find me on Facebook and hit me up there, or shoot me an email. My email is in the About section on my YouTube channel. We can deal outside of Reverb to save you guys on the taxes and to save me on the seller fees. I can give you a better deal. So third thing, Mike Wagner, my amp tech, the guy that I said did the mods on my DSL50 for me and has done a bunch of other stuff. He has started a Facebook page because I had so many people reach out to me and ask me how to get a hold of him. And he doesn't have a page for his repairs. So I reached out to him and I said, hey man, you should make a page and people can start reaching out to you. And he did just that. So he put that page up this morning, posted a bunch of pictures of repairs and mods that he's done over the past. And you guys can go to his page like that. And if you have any questions for him, you want to get any modifications done for him, if you're out of the area, shoot him a message and you guys can work that all out. He's a great guy to deal with, super fair prices, super quick turnaround. So I've never given him an amp that he wasn't able to fix for me. And I can't say that for everybody who's ever worked on my stuff. So Mike's a great guy. His page link will be down below in the description as well moving forward. So check it out. Okay, let's get on to the actual questions. All right, first question is from my buddy Andrew Ward. Apparently you're going to get the first question slot every week from here moving forward, because it's been like that for the last 3 weeks, man. Thanks for the question. So Andrew says, okay, different type of question. Being from Eerie, what is the most influential Eerie hardcore band in my opinion? For me, it's got to be Disciple. There was a couple bigger bands from Eerie. Shockwave is one of the more notable ones. Brothers Keeper was very notable. I think they were actually probably the most popular in their time. And also Abnegation was another one. There's a few more, but to me, Disciple for me is the most influential, because they were right on the cusp of that really heavy hardcore style that was kind of coming into its own in the mid to early 90s. They were really the first Eerie band that brought the mosh. I Know Something to Prove was kind of, the band before Disciple that evolved into Disciple, and they had some stuff like that too, but I mean Disciple was the first one to really stick around and become established. and really build on that style, that metallic hardcore style with heavy breakdowns and stuff like that. So for me, it's Disciple, no question. They're still a band that I listen to all the time. And if you guys haven't heard Disciple or don't know who they are, check out the song Candy Apple and tell me you're not moshing on the breakdown in that song. There's no way you can like heavy hardcore and hear that pit part and not lose your mind. So yeah, Disciple, hands down for that one. All right, Stefan says, love your channel. What's your desert island amp for high gain? Also, pedal, non-tuner. So if we're talking about an amp that exists and not like my dream amp, probably my 5153 50 watt Stealth, just because it covers all areas that I would need in order to get by with one single amp. It does the thrash thing super well with the blue channel. And even the heavier hardcore stuff that I play in, like drop C, down tune, it does that really well. The red channel handles that stuff really well, although it's, you know, it's not my favorite because of the compression. Blue channel with the right boost can pretty much do anything that I need it to do regarding what type of hardcore thrash I'm playing. What tuning, doesn't matter. It just seems to handle it all well. You guys know I love my Spawn stuff, but the Spawn, I just haven't loved it when I tune down as much as I love the 5150 style amp. So would have to be a 5150 Stealth. Now, if I were to put together my perfect amp, it would be 3 channels. The first channel would be the Plexi mode off of the Seriatone Chupacabra. So it's basically like a, you know, clean Plexi that has the 2 gains that kind of modify how fat the signal is, and then it's got the pussy trimmer on the back that's like a gain knob, because that goes from really clean, great Marshall tones to that cranked Plexi sound without having to crank the amp and get the power tube saturation and compression. Channel 2 would be the blue channel from the EVH Stealth. I love that channel, so I would love to have that in there. And channel 3 would just be the Splon quick rod circuit with the gear set on gear 2. That would cover all areas for me. The blue channel on the EVH would cover probably the more modern and heavier stuff. The Splon would be the more hot rodded 800 tones that can really be pushed into more modern territory depending on how you dial it. So I would combine those 3 things into a 3-channel amp. 50 watts with 2 KT88 power tubes, something like that. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, so theoretical amp, that's what I would go with. Pedal, I was hoping to get this demo up tonight, but it's not gonna happen. It's probably gonna be up on Saturday, but the Deadwell Duality DX, which is a dual mode overdrive pedal with independent gates for each channel and a stackable function that allows you to stack both modes of the overdrive. It's got a TS9 side style circuit, and then it's got a TC integrated preamp style circuit. You can operate them individually, or you can stack them all within the same pedal, and each one of the 3 modes has its own gate that you can dial in the sensitivity depending on how much gain you have dialed up on the amp and everything. It replaces my gate, it replaces my TS9 style boost, and it adds a TC integrated preamp style boost that I've never had before. So it's really like a Swiss Army pedal for me. That is probably going to replace a couple things on my board regardless. But yeah, that would be the one pedal that I would take with me to the desert island with my 5150 Stealth. Okay, David Ross, another friend of mine, says, let's talk hardcore bands. We all know about the Bay Area hype right now. What are some newer bands that have stood out or impressed you in the past couple years? Man, I wish I would have chosen a better week to answer this because my brain isn't really functioning right now. Neverending Game from Detroit has been the main standout band for me in the last couple of years. Their full-length record that came out last year was pretty much the only hardcore record I listened to. I mean, I hate to say it, but I don't listen to music as much as I used to when I was younger. But that record was constantly on repeat all throughout 2020 for me, so that's a great record. I'm trying to think of some other bands. I know there's a couple. Enforced, I believe they're from West Virginia. Great thrash crossover style band. Very similar to like that Power Trip feel, but it's a little chunkier, a little heavier. The vocals are not quite so throwback as Riley's vocals were. They're a little bit more on the hardcore side of things. So yeah, Enforced is super dope. I'm not exactly sure when their full length came out, but go check it out on Spotify because that whole album rips front to back. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. Sorry, man. All right, so Joel says, great 6505 info. I found a good deal on a PV Invective 120, but I already own a 6505 Plus and the 50 watt 6L6 EVH. Should I get the Invective or save my money? I just use a lead channel for deathcore riffs. in my opinion, save your money, man. Not talking bad about the Invective, but part of the reason for its high price is all the bells and whistles it includes. It includes a built-in noise gate, it includes a built-in overdrive, and those apply to both the drive channels, I believe. I have one, but I barely really played it. It's got the additional outs in the back for power supply, so you don't even need to bring a power supply. It's like an all-in-one type amp that is built around the 6505 5150 sound, but it doesn't sound the same. It sounds similar, but it definitely doesn't sound the same as a 6505. If you like your 6505 and your 5150 EVH, you may not like the Invective. Again, I haven't spent a lot of time with the Invective, but the times I played it, I just found the tone kind of uninspiring. However, if you're a person that literally wants to carry everything in one amp, not bring a pedal board, that amp literally has everything in it. And it's got even more functions than that I can't think of off the top of my head. So I'm not dogging it. It's a very versatile amp. It's got a lot of great built-in features, especially for the modern guitarist. I believe there's some MIDI functionality and stuff in there. So it really depends on what your use case is. If you're literally just turning on the red channel on your 6505 and playing deathcore riffs, and you're good with everything else pedal-wise, you're okay with having external pedals, or you don't need any external pedals as the amp is now, don't bother with the Invective. It's just not worth the extra money for you. You're paying for a lot of extra features that you will not use, and you're not really getting that different of a tone, or a tone that I think is better than the 6505. It's subjective, obviously, and that's my opinion, but the couple people who have heard my clips of all the amps, they all say the same thing that I kind of feel, where the Invective feels a little digital compared to the 6505. So Mr. Distort6 says, how many gallons does it take to fill your gas tank? Well, it depends on which car I'm driving, and my new one just got smashed, so we'll just say 18 and move on. All right, last question for today. This one's relevant. It's something I'm gonna try to get on the channel here soon as they're actually available. But Rec99 CTS says, hey Kyle, have you tried the new Eminence speaker, the DV77, the new Mick Thompson signature model? Heard really good things about it. Would nice to do a comparison with a V30. I haven't tried it. Most people haven't because they're not available to the public yet. But as soon as they are available, I'm definitely going to order a pair. And I have a Mesa 212 with V30s in it, and I'm going to put them in that cab. And I'm going to do a before and after track with the stock Mesa V30s versus the DV77s. And I can show you guys exactly how those compare in that same cab. And then I'll probably do a couple videos just trying them out with different amps and see how they react to different amps. But I'm really interested in those speakers. The demos that I've heard so far sound great, especially Cola Keller Studios video. The video he did on those made it really sound interesting. It sounds different than a V30, but it seems to have similar mid-hum characteristics that would make it work well in a mix. If you guys haven't seen that yet, I would suggest you to go over to his channel and check it out. Did a great video on that, and there's also some impulse responses that I believe he has linked in the description of that video for the DV77 speaker, so you guys can download those. I think they're like 11 bucks, and try it out and see if you think that the speaker will even be good for you before you actually go out and purchase the real deal. But for me, I like the real deal, so I'll grab a pair of those speakers as soon as they're available, and I'll throw them in the Mesa cab and show you guys how they sound with some different amps and versus the stock V30s on the Mesa cab. But yeah, that's the last question, guys. I am super tired. I'm probably not going to edit this video tonight, so it probably won't be up till late tomorrow on Friday. Been trying to get these out in the morning, but man, it's just been way too busy to do that, so I apologize. But again, 1,000 subs in 2 months. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. I'll be getting some more very cool demos out in the near future. I've got some cool stuff coming my way. I can't really talk about it yet, but very exciting opportunities. This channel has been really fun for me so far, so I'm excited to see where it goes from here. But anyways, Kyle here again. See you guys next time.